Aquarius.
Hello Aquarius, this is your June forecast for 2013. And this month I think you're just absolutely going to love. This is your time of the year to take off, have leisure, and not just because it happens to be summer, okay? Because normally people do have their vacations summertime. But for you, see, the planets now are moving through your 5th house. This is the time to lay back and have fun. Do all those hobbies that you normally don't have time to, you know, so whether you want to go mountain climbing or kayaking, this is the time to go out there and rivet up and be the inner child all over again. And your sun, your new moon is there, Mars is there, and Jupiter is finalizing its stay from 2012, summer of 2012, and leaving you here at the end of June. So it's like right now there's this boost, it's recapturing lost time, and it being in the sign now of Gemini. Gemini is very versatile, so it likes to do various things, you know, not just one thing. It wants to try a little bit of everything. So I see you being busy. I see you being out there. It's also a very romantic time because the 5th house is also love and true love and new love as well. So some of you single Aquarians will probably also come to meet somebody special this month. The new moon here is on the 8th, and what do you want to program in? What are your intentions? What should they be for this month? Well, since it's the 5th house and it's the house of recreation, this is where your focus should be. Now, while you're already there having fun, make a promise to yourself here on the 8th and say, you know what? This year it's going to be different. I'm going to do more of this more often. I'm not just going to wait till summertime. Darn it, I'm going to take a weekend off and go kayaking again here a few months down the road, because you can do these mini microbursts of recreational fun. You don't have to wait for the long vacation. So that should pretty much be one of the most powerful intentions here on the 8th. It's also intentions of spending more time with your children, doing fun things with them, and what will make their little hearts happy, because this is also the house of children. And then there's those of you who are quite creative, but not always taking time to take it out. You know, painting, sculpting, making music, whatever it is you do, love to write or whatever. It's like make an intention of making some me time to sit down and do that, you know, on the weekends or for an evening a week or something. But dedicate some of this me time so that creativity that's bubbling under the surface here with you, that you can give it an outlet, some expression. So this is what your moon, and it's not just this external moon out there that's new. You know, we are, in fact, the moon within us. You know, whether it's new or it's full, we are that inner time. And the moon, it's our feelings. So when we speak about the new moon or any moon, we're not talking about just the physical moon out there, whether it's waxing or waning. We're actually talking about our inner emotional states at all given times. So there's this new growth, new beginning, new feeling of I really need to do something. For me, that's fun. You know, and not just now this month. I need to do something that's really important for me, because if I don't live up to this creativity that I have inside, I won't be happy. You know, that's the inner mantra. You will be hearing your own mind speaking to you around the 8th. Now let's start on the top of the month though, because we get in here on the 1st, and it kind of like fling opens the door, because the Sun and Uranus, you'll see that there's something unexpected coming to you. That can set you off on a new trend, so to speak. The Sun is always you. Uranus is what surprises us, what's unexpected, unpredictable, for whatever reason, good or bad. Uranus doesn't care because Uranus is neutral. But it's in that 6th tile, so it should be good. For you, this is between your 5th and 3rd house. So 3rd house is communication. You can get some news from siblings. You can get it from somebody not too far away. Something here that might stimulate you. It could be an invitation, since it's the 5th house, of doing something fun. So some agreement, you know, some text or telephone could start off this month. Really, really nice. Then we have something really interesting, because Venus and Mercury both have moved into the 6th house and in Cancer. And Cancer nurtures. It's what you want to nurture yourself with, and it's how you nurture others. And Mercury communicates this. You know, I need this. Or you'll be asking your partner, what do you need? What can I do for you? You know, so this is going to be coloring very much so a part of this month, is how we nurture and how we become nurtured. Venus is there putting a lot of love into it. So you might be cooking a whole lot more and making food from scratch, not just buying the frozen quick food, you know, is sticking it in the microwave, but actually becoming a little bit more conscious of what you put into your body. 6th house is all about your body, your health, your diets, getting on track, fitness, and so forth. And remember, food is medicine. Okay, and the more you can see that and come to terms with it, every single thing you put into your mouth stimulates something, heals something in your body when it's fresh and organic and not frozen or packed or put into a can or microwaved, which kills all nutrients. Everything you put into your mouth that's fresh goes directly where it needs to do, to balance up your metabolism, to balance up all the plaque, the cholesterol, the sugar levels, and all this. So I see how you, more than usual, thinking along these lines, and maybe you'll be turning on Dr. Oz a whole lot more this month, or put it on your DVR so you can see it later in the evening and get really inspired by it. So anyway, both Mercury and Venus this beginning of the week is going to have some really good deep talks with both Neptune and Saturn, both of them in trine aspects. So the one end of the talk goes up to your 10th house, things that you want to achieve, goals that you set for yourself, but it's coming from the 6th house. So like this 10th house is career, but it doesn't have to always be career. Sometimes it's just the goals that you set for yourself. So say you set a goal for yourself that you want to lose 10, 20, 30, whatever pounds, and you're beaming it up here on the 3rd to that Saturn, saying, you know what, I'm making a commitment. I'm going to stick to it this time. And trust me, you will have more oomph behind you to do it than any other time of this year, because it only passes this area once a year. So Saturn's going to really hook in there and say, you know what, I'm behind you. I'm going to support you. You're going to keep this up and going. And then holding the dream, the ideal image, which is Neptune, it's trine here in your 2nd house of value. Not just value as an income, which normally we would many times see it as, but it's also self-worth and self-esteem. So here we got your self-esteem, 2nd house Neptune, which is the goal. Visualize yourself 20 pounds slimmer, or however much you choose. Mercury having the inner communication, setting up this goal where Saturn's coming in saying, I will help you stick to it. And if anything can make you stick to anything, that's Saturn. Without it, we may have dreams and, you know, it's air castles. It won't go anywhere without that grounding and binding force that Saturn gives us. So I'm seeing whatever you start there on the 3rd. On the 7th, Venus is going to come into this very same place that Neptune had a few days ago. And it's also kind of coming in there with full force intensity of love, self-love, labor, and should I say, support from those around you who love you. They might even team up with you, your loved ones, and go the length, the duration with you. So a lot of inspiration, and you're going to see how this is going to come together just a week later when Venus kind of challenges Uranus there. And you might be looking back at what you have achieved just in a 10-day period. and you'll go, wow, I did something. I can already see it, notice it, and then Uranus is going to say, okay, now, are you ready to let go? And then of what? The old programming. The way you used to think about food, the way you used to think about diets and workouts, and it's like, oh God, that's boring. Because normally, you know, you Aquarians, you love to live in your head. The body, well, we can be aloof about the whole body thing, right? Because Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. So it's all that higher thought processing, thinking, conceptual ways of living your life, you know, here. But this body energy that you're getting this month, I think is a real awakener, and you're going to like it, and it's going to set you free from the old habitual way of thinking about what is important and worthy to you. So that's good. I see you finding your drive and your groove. Mars is going to team up with that very same Uranus just a few days later on the 17th, which will probably indicate that you're going to start up with something new, either habits or new goals, but which could turn out to long-term goals. But see, Mars is very antsy to get going with it now. So you might just be with a couple of friends doing fun things on this day, but very active things, climbing a mountain or something like that, kayaking or something fun, energetically. And then, of course, here 19th, 20th, we got some beautiful aspects when the Sun moves into this very same area where Venus and Mercury is, and then Jupiter following right behind it on the 25th. So you should see how things now are transiting from this fun time that you've been having, slowly but surely kind of transiting, moving into the new space of how do I structure my life? You know, how do I really get all these things together? How can I create more, should I say, efficiency in my life? So I think whatever you revved up in the beginning of the month in June, as you kind of transit into this new place, you'll see that Jupiter is going to be there for another 12 months. So you're breaking waves early on with new concepts, and Jupiter is going to be supporting you for a full year to make sure that you get this down, that you can organize and restructure your life and make things more efficient, both for body and health, but also your day-to-day routines are going to change, and you'll see it starting to change dramatically and for longevity. Okay, so it's not just, yeah, I'm starting to go to the gym, and 2 weeks later it's like, oh, that's out. That was just nothing, right? But this is going to last. So, and then we have Venus moving into the very playful sign of Leo on the 27th, which just happens to be your house of love and romance, partnership, marriage. Expect things to really pick up here. End of the month, coming into July, even more so, and we will be talking more about that next month. But yeah, it's more the committed type of love, not the new love, you know, where you're just out dating. It's more like you now wanting to know, where are we going with this? You know, how are we going to balance this? Or if you're single, you might find somebody new that's coming in a very serious manner, not just, you know, cruising the surface of everything, just dating, but actually wanting to commit, you know, bond, be exclusive. So great energies for that. There is a couple of things towards the end of the month that we want to speak about, and that's the full moon on the 23rd. It is a powerful full moon because it's conjunct hand in hand there with Pluto, and you know how Pluto transforms everything it gets in touch with. So expect some deep processing. It's in your 12th house, so some of you might just feel like you want to be alone on this day, you know, to pull back. Some of you might feel tired because Spirit needs to kind of release something. But always think about Pluto as the transformative magician. So 12th house, there might be issues from the past, long ago, deep down, programmed into your DNA. Your full moon this month might want to look at that and see, you know what? Do I still really need to carry these old issues around, or should I just let go? This would be the perfect month to let go of some of those issues, because as it comes out, you are going to be freeing yourself up in all of these new areas and specters until the next full moon. But this full moon here actually has a lot of extra power with it, because last full moon was a full moon eclipse, and that energy is still coloring us now. So this new moon will have that, plus its own fullness, plus it will have Pluto in here. So I would say, you know, take some time off, listen, meditate, quiet your mind, because it's when we quiet our mind, we can hear the whispers coming up from your subconsciousness, coming up, wanting to be heard, wanting to be seen, wanting to be dealt with. And then Pluto can transform and make everything new. So get rid of all the old inner emotional, mental crap, you know, and let Pluto do its laser cleansing there, so you can be open in your heart chakra and your higher chakras, so that you can download more as we advance into the coming weeks and months. Mercury retrograde on the 26th, and we all know that we don't want to do any paper signing contracts at that time. You want to kind of let it go another 3.5 weeks before it turns direct again, bringing us way into July. And I would say, if there's anything important to sign, wait to the very, very end of July. And if you can, from August 1st is good. But yes, last week of July, you could be able to do that again. So just be a little cautious of that, because those retrogrades bring a little havoc, delays, misunderstandings, and then we have to redo and review everything all over again anyway. Same thing goes when you buy things. Don't buy any expensive appliances here under a retrograde. But this is what I had for you, Aquarius, this month. And it's always such a joy to speak with you and hear from you. And as you saw in the beginning of our video this month, we have a new app. So now you can download it to your phone, watch these videos directly from there. We're excited about that. So go listen to your moon sign and your rising sign on your way out, Aquarius, and I'll see you next month.